Hey, everybody, I know you're just starting to join me. I apologize. I'm a last minute fill in. We have a pretty cool presentation today. It looks like we may have been deleted on Facebook, but that's okay. We're going to dive in. Today, we're going to talk about simple hacks to maximize your business credit. Now, you got to give me a moment here to load this up. I was a last minute substitution. I'm like a pinch hitter, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, and they're bringing me in. Uh, one moment as this loads. So anyway, my name's Steve Weibel. I'm the key account manager here at Credit Suite. Again, last minute fill-in. I know Ty's at a mastermind, just getting together with some of the best minds in the country to figure out a better way to help you build your business credit. So as this loads, I can tell you this won't be long. Hang tight. While we're waiting, though, why don't you give me a little bit of love? Go down there and give us a like, give us a thumbs up. Say hello into the comments. By the way, hello, Ariel, Eugene, Fred, Yolanda. Appreciate you saying hello to me. All right, got it. Let's get this bad boy loaded. Don't you love when life throws you curveballs? Well, that's what we're here for. We're here to hit those curveballs out of the park. All right, so let's go ahead and start the slideshow from the beginning. Here we go. All right, let's minimize this. We're almost there. I promised. Technical difficulties. Share screen. Here we go. Hang tight with me. I promise it's worth it. Share screen. All right, there it is. Can you all see that? Give me a thumbs up. Come on, give me a little bit of love. Go down below, click the heart, click the thumbs up. Can we all see this? It says simple hacks to maximize your business credit. By the way, grab your free business financing guide at creditsuite.com/live-27. All right, now I can pull up my little notes and we are on our way. So first things first, I'm obviously not Ty Crandall, right? However, Ty, like I said, is at a mastermind. Yeah, I promise you he'll be back after this week. So it looks like you're probably going to see me again tomorrow. My name is Steve Weibel. I'm the key account manager here. And by the way, you can reach us at 877-600-2487. So if you weren't here yesterday, you missed an amazing StreamYard I did yesterday about building business credit, about the type of funding you can get in 2022. And I really, really focused on how business credit scores can make all the difference. And that's exactly true. Business funding options are limited if you fund your business with just personal credit. And also, obviously, it's going to put your personal finances in jeopardy. You need to maximize your business credit. Maximizing your business credit score lets you scale more effectively and efficiently, right? And by the way, in case nobody told you, credit limits for businesses tend to be 10 to 100 times higher than they are for personal credit, okay? And it would make sense because as a, let's say, an over-the-road trucker, you're going to buy $100,000 worth of fuel during a year, yet you as an individual may only spend $2,000 or $3,000 a year in fuel. So obviously the limits tend to be higher. It makes sense. Businesses consume way more than consumers do. All right. So let's talk about business credit scores. There are three main business credit reporting agencies. They're Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. Before understanding how to best maximize business credit, it's important to understand each of the scores and reports these agencies release. All right. So let's talk about D&B first. D&B does not, if D&B does not have all the data they need, they will indicate this in their reports. Missing information does not always mean a company is a poor credit risk. They favor objective and statistically derived data. Okay, so what we're talking about is your paydex score. Dun & Bradstreet's dollar-weighted numerical rating of how a company has paid their bills over the last year is based on trade experiences reported by various vendors. Okay, that's why we talk about starter vendors, right? The ranges are from 1 to 100. The higher score means a better payment performance. Now, they're going to give you a yearly trend. Reports also contain a paydex yearly trend graph with detailed payment history, shows payment habits and a payment summary, and indicates whether a business pays its bigger bills first or last. Bet you didn't know that, right? Little inside secret. All right. The D&B rating helps companies quickly assess a business's size and composite credit appraisal and only assign it if a current financial statement is supplied. All right. Based on information in a company's interim or fiscal balance sheet, plus an overall valuation of the firm's creditworthiness. The scale goes from 5A to HH, and rating classifications show company size based on worth and or equity. Okay, so a little bit complicated. It's different than what you're used to. You're used to paydex rating, right? Which is a perfect pay would be an 80. Above that would be, basically means you discount. Anything below that what I find with vendors is if you get as low as a 78, you're still okay because every business runs into those rocky times. But you don't want to get below that, right? You want to make sure you pay your bills on time because it's heavily weighted based on how you pay your bills. Okay, so the DNB rating, the financial strength indicator calculated using net worth and or issued capital of a company. The composition credit appraisal reflects DNB's overall rating of a business's creditworthiness with lower numbers being better. A DNB rating might look just like this, 3A, 4, okay? The financial stress class measures the likelihood of a failure. Overall numbers range from 1 to 5, with 1 being least likely to fail. 5 is for firms most likely to fail. So you want to keep yourself closer to 1, not to 5. Okay. So the credit score class. So there's a lot of things here. It's funny. I'm going through this pretty quickly because I know we were delayed and I want to make sure I get you as much information as I can as quickly as possible. But what you're seeing here now is that everybody's familiar with the payday score, but not very many people pay attention to the additional scores that Dun& Bradstreet produce. And it's important to know everything about how they're rating your business. All right, so credit score class. The credit score class measures how often a company is delinquent in paying its bills on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 is least likely to be late, 5 is most likely to be late. More granular scores run from 101 to 670, with 670 being the highest risk. Okay, so let's talk about Experian. Even one reported trade line can change the score from 27 to 29 to 85 to 100 once that account is reported. And that's a big deal. So when you're building your business credit, if you've got a really bad score in Experian, just one trade line can change how it looks. Now, that doesn't mean that lenders are going to come running at you throwing money. But now, instead of it saying that you have the potential to be bankrupt in the next 12 months, it's showing that you look like a solid company. You're actually in business. Okay. It only takes about 30 to 90 days after you get approved from an account from a vendor, which reports you need to buy something, pay the bill for that account to actually report. And typically you need to spend over $50. Okay. Each vendor is going to be a little bit different, but that's the typical number to keep in mind. All right. Per Experian, each business credit report will include business credit scores and credit summary, summaries of collections and or payments, the uniform code, commercial code filing information, any bankruptcy filings, any judgment filings, any tax liens. All right. The business credit scores range from 1 to 100, with higher scores indicating a lower risk. So you want a much higher score in Experian. The score predicts the likelihood of serious credit delinquencies within over the next 12 months. All right. It uses trade lines and collections information, any public filings, and any other variables to predict future risk. They have what they call a financial stability risk rating. Those scores range from 1 to 5. Oh, this Experian, with lower ratings indicating lower risk. A financial stability risk rating of 1 indicates 0.55 potential risk of severe financial distress in the next 12 months. Experian categorizes all businesses to fit within one of the 5 risk segments. All right. Equifax gets data from data sharing agreement with the Small Business Financial Exchange or Finance Exchange, or you've heard us say the SBFA, as well as Net 30 type industry trade credit information. They combine all the financial data with industry trade credit data and add utility, telephone data, as well as any public record information. With Equifax, their business credit reports include a number of points. These highlights are going to include the credit summary, which is a synopsis of the business credit accounts, your public records, risk scores and payment index, and business and credit grantor comments. So in other words, anyone who gives you credit can actually place a comment with Equifax. All right. And they're going to give you a credit risk score. It runs from 101 to 992, with higher numbers being significantly better. Shows key factors such as how old your oldest account is, whether you have any charge-offs, and even shows the size of your business based on the information that they can gather. All right. With the payment index, the score runs from 0 to 100, with higher numbers obviously being better. It also includes the industry median. So in other words, it's going to include what other businesses in your industry have as a score. So if the average score in your industry is, let's say, an 80 and you're running it like a 90, that's outstanding, right? That looks good. 90 plus, as a matter of fact, means paid as agreed, with a lower range of 10, indicating a range of 30 days overdue. Okay. For example, 80 to 89 indicates 1 to 30 days overdue, 60 to 79 indicates 31 to 60 days overdue, and so on and so forth. Okay. So you want that 90 plus. That means you paid as agreed. Very similar to the paydex score at DNB, where you want an 80 plus, which means you paid as agreed and or discounted. Okay. Let's see, what do we got next? All right. So You can maximize, because that's what we're here to talk about. How do you maximize your score by improving your reports? You want to paying off accounts always pays dividends, as does avoiding bankruptcies and always paying on time, right? You always want to pay on time. You need to monitor your reports to catch these mistakes and get them corrected as quickly as possible. With Credit Suite, our business credit monitor, you can monitor all three for a fraction of the cost what it would cost you if you went to these all directly. Okay. Uh, None of this, establishing a building business credit, none of this does any good if you do not have a profile with any of these agencies. So how do you establish a business credit profile and how do you build business credit? It probably doesn't work the way you think. I know a lot of you follow us and we give you a little taste test, give you a little taste of the brownie, but you really have to understand, most assume you build credit for a business the same way you build consumer credit. Well, consumer credit builds passively. In other words, if I take out a credit card today, if I apply for, let's say, a Discover card today, whether I even use that card or not, it's going to show up on my credit report on the next reporting cycle. This is absolutely not true of business credit, right? Here's a quick rundown on what it takes to build credit for your business. First, you have to establish a business credit profile. It has to be done. The Credit Suite Business Credit Builder walks you through this process step by step. All right. Not all business credit accounts report payment history. That's really important. Just talked to a gentleman this morning. He's like, well, I have 7 accounts. I said, wonderful. Who are they? He went through all 7. One of them report. Now, he didn't know that because he's not monitoring, but the 6 that he had, I know for a fact don't report. So here he's thinking he's building business credit. He's getting credit with these vendors or creditors. He's using them, doesn't really even want them, but he's thinking he's building business credit. It's super important to know exactly who they report to. And more importantly, that they report, right? So only 7%, as a matter of fact, of actual vendors and creditors actually report. I know if you go on Facebook, there's going to be a lot of people talking about certain stores that are giving credit right now pretty easily, business credit. But the problem is, unless you need that product specifically, let's say it's gas or you're a trucker, uh, there's no reason to get credit from them. Right? They're not going to report. They're not helping you build your credit history. Yeah, I got a $5,000 credit limit from Aquafina Water Company. May do you great if you drink a lot of water, but if you're trying to build business credit, it is not helping you. Now, if you want to know for sure, you have to get involved with our system. If you're interested in that, you want to reach out to us at 877-600-2487. So not all business credit accounts report payment history. It's not easy to find these accounts that will approve you before your business credit is established. And it's even harder than that is finding out which accounts will report your positive payment history to the business credit bureaus. In other words, you need to know who's going to approve you. You need to know if they're going to report, and then you need to know where they're going to report, right? So if they're going to report to Experian and Equifax, that's basically getting 2 for the price of 1, isn't it? Right? You're getting 2 trade lines for the price of 1. So it's important to know all that information. And that's really what we do here at Credit Suite. We are the absolute experts. We understand every vendor. We understand what their underwriting criteria is. And we understand who they report to. Now, talking about underwriting criteria, you're going to see this a lot out on social media. You're going to get out on Google and you're going to Google up starting trade lines for business. You're going to see, I'll mention a company Ty talks about all the time, Uline. Okay, so they're right. Uline's pretty easy to get. You can go ahead and get approved with Uline. Now, when you get into tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, you may even be able to Google some of that information up. But here's what you're not getting. You're not getting the actual underwriting criteria because the underwriting criteria doesn't say this. You can apply for this with 12 trade lines. That's not the end of it. There are 10 to 12 other items that these creditors are looking for. And if you don't have them, you're going to get denied. You're not going to get told no. Where you're going to get told is what? Raise your hand, right? They're going to ask you for your social, right? That's your denial because maybe you qualify from a trade lines point of view, but you didn't qualify based on the rest of the underwriting criteria. You need to know that information. That's really our secret sauce. You want to know more about our secret sauce? Call us 877-600-2487. Hope my crack team of social media experts, who I didn't acknowledge in the beginning, and I apologize because they're always here, puts that phone number in there, 877-600-2487. If you're not sure, call us. We can set you up, get you moving. I promise you, when we're done with you, you will be an absolute expert at building your business credit. So you need to find these initial reported accounts. You have to find vendors that will both extend credit to your business without a credit check and that will report your payments. You can either just apply for credit accounts and hope you get approved and hope they're reporting and hope you understand the underwriting criteria, or you can work with someone like us, right? Matter of fact, get your free business credit financing guide at creditsuite.com/live-27. All right. By the way, you're going to need at least 5 or more accounts reporting initially at a minimum. And the first option could take a really long time. Now, I know you've heard out there, get a minimum of 3. Technically, that's true. All right. But I know I'm not going to hear you if you say it, but if you do the minimum in anything in life, I don't care what it is, what do you expect to get out of it? You put the minimum effort in, what do you think you're getting out of it? Come on, somebody give it to me in the chat. I already know you're going to say the answer, right? Right? The minimum, exactly. You're going to get the minimum out of it. If you put the minimum effort in, you're going to get the minimum out. So what I tell my clients are, look, if we tell you you need a minimum of 3, get at least 5, which is why we're talking about 5 here now. So you need at least 5 or more accounts reporting initially at a minimum. The first option could take a really long time. A business credit specialist can help you find those accounts that will both approve you without a credit check and report your on-time payments. Initial accounts are great, but you need more than just a few accounts to maximize a credit score. How many people out there who are trying to build their business credit have reached out to us? You don't have to raise your hand. I don't need to know because I talked to enough of you and said, hey, I would like to get a loan. Great. What's your business credit profile look like? I'm an 80 paydex score. Wonderful. How many trade lines do you have reporting? 3. Well, that's kind of like saying, I'm 18, I got my first job, and I just got a $100 jewelry credit card. Yes, technically you have credit, no doubt about it, but nobody's going to give you a $500,000 mortgage, right? You're at the very beginning. So initial accounts are outstanding and you need them. That's the foundation to build your house. You've got to have them, but we need to frame that house in a little bit, right? After we're done framing it in, we've got to throw a roof on it, right? We've got to drywall it. We've got to run that electric, the plumbing. And then eventually, when we talk about real funding, we're putting a pool in the backyard, right? So these initial accounts are great, but you need to maximize. You need to actually go to the right accounts in the right order. After you have a few initial accounts, you can apply for other accounts. Those have to they have to be those that will approve you based on your still limited credit history. And when you'll need them to report payments so that you can continue to build a strong business credit score. And again, if we're talking about tier 2, you need to understand what the additional underwriting criteria is. You can go willy-nilly. Hey, I've got 3, 4, 5 trade lines reporting. I'm going to apply at this particular company because I know they give business credit. And when you get denied, how frustrated are you going to be? How much time are you going to waste, right? Looking, hunting, searching, Google. I know. I've done it with and I've done it without. And I can tell you there is literally a year to a year and a half difference in time. What's your time worth? How much is your time worth? I know what my time's worth, and it certainly isn't worth only what we sell our program for. It's worth way more than that. So think about that, right? So you got to understand. All right, let's move on. I guess I feel like I'm preaching. So anyway, so maximize your business credit score by applying for accounts in the writer. Same as before, you can either apply at random, use trial and error until you get enough accounts reporting to apply at those higher limits with lower interest rates, or save yourself considerable time and frustration by working with business credit specialists. And by the way, our sales executives are sitting there right now. If you're not sure, call us. We'll send you a demo video, 877-600-2487. Don't wait. Don't say, oh, maybe I'll look at it tomorrow or next week or next year, because it goes by like that. I talk to people all the time who say, I talked to you last year, Steve. I wish I'd have gotten started last year. Yeah, you'd already be there, right? Give us a call. If you're not sure, call us, 877-600-2487. I promise you, we won't bite. It'll be worth the conversation. All right. Now, in addition to building your business credit, if you do have great personal credit, you can leverage that. I don't always recommend it, but a lot of people will do that. So often a personal guarantee is required from business owner before extending business credit to reduce risk. And this is, I'm talking about higher limit type situations. All right. If you have true business credit that requires a personal guarantee, the business will have to pay first. All right. You'll be personally liable for anything that the business funds or liquidation cannot cover. That's why I don't recommend it. I really don't want to see you do it. You don't need to do it. All right. A personal guarantee can accelerate your business growth. In other words, you can apply for certain types of business credit cards that will report on your business credit, but you're still on the hook. If something happens, that business goes down, and anybody that's been through that knows it can happen. I was riding the biggest wave ever of real estate in 2007, we'll call it. In 2008, that wave suddenly crashed all over me. So it can happen. All right. But you can work to reduce your liability in a number of ways. First, you want to incorporate your business as a corporation, an S corp or an LLC. Don't be a sole proprietor. If you want to build business credit, you need to be at a minimum an LLC. You want to, or a C corporation or an S corporation. All right. Maximizing your business credit score while leveraging your personal guarantees is a smart move if you want to move quickly. It allows you to scale your business faster and eventually transition from relying as much on personal guarantees and moving it towards your business credit. Okay. Now, this is if you have really good personal credit. Remember, if you do have really good personal credit, call us at 877-600-2487. We have something called our credit line hybrid program. This is where you can get high limit business credit cards that will report on your business credit, and typically, you're going to get that from 0% interest for up to 18 months, and our lender will even show you how to pull cash off of them. So and what I like to say is, if you've got a fire that's got to be put out today, you don't have time to build your business credit profile, no worries. If you have good personal credit or a guarantor who does, reach out to us, 877-600-2487. We'll show you how to put that fire out. But then what we want you to do is begin building that firewall for the future where you don't have to do that again. Start getting that business credit that's not tied to you personally, right? Plan for the future. Don't fail to plan. You need to plan. Okay. So again, reach out to us at 877-600-2487. I know I kind of blew through this quick. I apologize. We were 10 minutes late, but I wanted to finish up on time. So to recap, maximizing your business credit score will increase your ability to get funding with personal guarantees. A personal guarantee can be a good tool to leverage in the beginning, but building strong business credit will help you transition away from reliance on it. Okay. If you want more information, please look down below at our presentation description. I really appreciate the love. I appreciate you hanging out, and I really appreciate your patience for me showing up late. Next time, and I think it's going to be me, and I'll go a little bit slower, we will cover cash flow-based lending options, including what they are, what it takes to get them, which ones might work best for your business today. All right. Easily and quickly get financing, get access to every legitimate funding program in one place. You pay us no fees ever for funding. Use our loan volume to get much lower rates and fees. Use our business blueprint to graduate to SBA loans. Never look for funding again. All right. Again, this was Simple Hacks to Maximize Your Business Credit. I appreciate your patience. If you're interested in talking to one of our executives, reach out to us at 877-600-2487. We'll go through the program. We'll send you a quick demo so you can see it. I'm old school. I like to see things before I buy them, right? We'll talk about pricing. We'll talk about all the options, how you can get it at a reduced monthly payment if you have decent personal credit. We have all kinds of options. Don't be scared. Call us up, 877-600-2487. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. We'll see you again tomorrow.